Hello. We are going to finish up Brave Irene today by making some inferences. Do you remember what that means to infer? I taught it to you. You use your clues from the text and your background knowledge, your filing cabinet. Remember, you open up your brain and you sort through all that stuff you already know. Clues from the text, background knowledge, you come up with your inference. And we're going to make some inferences today about Irene and her character in our workbook. So you need your workbook. And you should have also already rewatched Irene, okay? Sometimes we need to hear the story more than once to really infer and dig deeper into the text, okay? Especially since I'm reading it to you. So you should have already watched it. That was part of on the checklist. And we are going to make some inferences. So you're going to turn to page 18. We're going to do one together, and then you're going to do one on your own for a discussion post. So I know you're doing the work and owning your learning, participating in your learning. Okay, so I'm going to pull it out because it's easier for me to show it. You do not need to. Okay, we are going to make some inferences with our text and our schema, our background knowledge, our filing cabinet. All right, so go ahead and label them 1 and 2. The word excerpt is kind of a hard word to say. Excerpt means it's just a portion, a small part of the text, like someone is taking it out of the text. And we're just going to focus on this section, and you're going to focus on that section. Okay, so we are going to make an inference about our dear Irene, sorry. Okay, cold snow sifted into her boots and chilled her feet. She pushed out her upper lip and hurried on. This was an important errand. What is this excerpt? What does this section tell you about Irene? That she is what? You could have several different right answers here. I think it shows that she's perseverant. She doesn't give up. And my evidence, she keeps going even though she's getting snow in her boot. I also think that it shows that she's very responsible. Why does it show that she's responsible? Because she knows that dress, that gown for the Duchess is incredibly important. And to get the job done, you've got to be responsible, right? I also think it shows that she's very brave. She's not giving up when she's really cold. So that's what you're going to be doing. I'm making some inferences from my background knowledge. Chilled feet, no one wants to walk it with cold feet. An important errand. Well, to finish an important job, you've got to be responsible, okay? So that is how we're making an inference about Irene with our text clues. So we're going to write, we can write any of them or all of them, okay? Let me see here. This shows Irene is brave because she isn't giving up even with cold feet. And our background knowledge there tells us we know having wet shoes is really uncomfortable. It's either gross and soggy and cold, or in sandals, maybe your feet are slipping around. No one likes having wet feet unless you're in the pool or at the beach, right? And I'm going to write the second part. I think it's really important that it shows her responsibility. This also shows or proves Irene is responsible because she is doing everything she can to deliver the gown, period. So what I write, you should be writing. Again, participating in your learning. So if you're done writing, you can start reading excerpt 2. If not, go ahead and finish up. Okay, I'm going to read excerpt 2. If you're not finished writing, pause me and then unpause me. Okay. She laid the box down and climbed aboard, but it pressed into the snow and stuck. She tried again, and this time, instead of climbing on, she leaped. The box shot forward like a sled. What does that tell you about Irene? What does that excerpt? Remember this part? What does this excerpt tell you about Irene? This is your discussion post, so you have to write an answer, and then you have to go onto the computer and type your answer in. Okay? What does this tell you about Irene? This, I'll give you a sentence starter, shows Irene is something because something. This is your inference, and this is your proof. This shows Irene is blank. What kind of person is she? From this text, from this excerpt. Reread it again. What does that tell you about Irene? And what is your proof? Just like what we did up here together. Okay? So we were working on a little bit of cause and effect, inferencing, and definitely lots of wondering and thinking about our reading. Right? A lot of you probably like Irene in some ways. I know I am. Make your inference. What do you think she is? This shows Irene is what? Could be more than one correct answer, just like up at number 1. And what's your proof? Like our proof here, she's got cold feet. That was in our text, okay? It was an important errand. She's doing everything to make that errand. That was our proof. What kind of girl is Irene in number 2? And what is your proof from the text? Okay. I will read your answers and let you know how you're doing. It's a great book. Again, lots of life lessons on that, right? Okay. Go back and watch Irene again. If you haven't already, you can watch that part with inference number 2 and write in your inference, type it in your discussion book.